Hello, my friends. So this story about Gordon Ramsay is so weird and gross, I had to talk about it. Basically, my For You page was graced by this lady named Giselle Cadet, and she is saying that she went to a Gordon Ramsay restaurant in London. And I will let her describe what happened.
Restaurant in London. I want to tell you guys, never come eat here. I'm sitting at this restaurant enjoying a beautiful evening with my husband and my newborn baby, and I look up and I see some woman with her dog on a wee-wee pad taking a piss in a shit. I tell the patron, the lady who's working, the waitress, whatever, about this. She doesn't do anything about it. The manager was there the entire time. He said nothing. I still paid the bill. But I'm telling you now, do not come to this restaurant. They allow dogs to shit and piss where you are eating.
Honestly, at first I was like, no way. This has to be like rage bait, you know? I've become so cynical when watching TikTok or whatever because I'm so used to everything being an ad, like a secret ad, you know? I expected some app to pop up and for her to say, that's why I use crappyrestaurant.com or whatever, you know, but it never did. So I just sort of logged it away and moved on and forgot about it. But then a couple of days later, I see this video in my For You page. And yes, in case you're wondering, that is a puppy pad on the floor inside a restaurant. So yeah, this is as crazy as it sounds. But if you'll notice in the first video, the very first comment said, after I saw Gordon Ramsay's response, and it shows a little meme of somebody being surprised, right? So I'm like, what did Gordon Ramsay say? And it turns out it's not terribly easy to find, and that's because he deleted it. And when you see it, because I did find it, you're gonna know why he deleted it. Also, if you liked the video, don't forget to give it a like. Thanks.
Yeah.
Hey, Gemini, can this dog come to Street Pizza tomorrow night, please, for supper? Bruno? Tilly, what do you think?
He's laughing about it. What? Obviously, he got a lot of backlash. Nobody is agreeing with him. Everybody is like, what are you thinking? We have seen a video with a puppy pad on the floor inside your restaurant. And this is not the way to handle a serious allegation like this. Like even this comment, and I see this a lot. This sounds like it's going to defend the people with the dog, and it says, I'm glad his dog is friendly. I'm all for it. I love that because I take my tiny 5-pound chihuahua everywhere. He is my son, blah, 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 blah. But it says, but my son is potty trained. He does not go potty indoors or need a puppy pad. It says, take your dog outside to do that. Yeah, even service dogs know better than to do that. So yeah, his response should have been something like, I can't believe that happened. It won't happen again, something like that. But not this. And nobody was having it, you know? So while Gordon Ramsay was mocking his customer for raising concerns about a dog pooping and peeing in his restaurant, TMZ decided to chime in and cover the story, and it is not good. If you Google the story, or if you Google Gordon Ramsay dog poop or something like that, the first article is TMZ. And if you look at this TMZ article, it's very clear they have an agenda. And Giselle actually does respond to this, and we'll go over that in a minute. But they claim they have an eyewitness, and they never name the person. We don't know who it might be or if they actually exist. And they say that the eyewitness says it's all a bunch of bullcrap. Of course, keeping with the theme of the story. So it's clear that what TMZ is trying to do is be like, Karens, am I right? Let me talk to your manager. But like, I mean, this is a good reason to talk to a manager, you know? Now, all that being said, basically everything I've said up till now being said, this is the internet, and anybody can say anything, and a lot of people will just believe it and run with it. So not only is it okay to be skeptical, but it's probably advisable to be skeptical of everything you hear, including this. And while I am leaning towards believing Giselle, there is one big detail that I feel is missing that does make me pretty skeptical. And that is, there is no video or picture or anything of the poop itself. Now, I feel kind of weird saying I want to see the poop, but if it were me, and a dog pooped in the restaurant when I was there, that would be the first thing I posted, right? I might post that while I'm still in the restaurant. So the fact that that's missing is a red flag to me. But we do have video evidence of a pee pad being placed on the floor in a restaurant. And why would you use a pee pad if you weren't intending to use it? Now, the TMZ article claims that this eyewitness says that the people put it down so that the dog would have a place to lay. But, I mean, you might as well put a paper towel down for a dog to lay on. Like, these aren't pads, really. They don't have padding. They're not soft. It's just paper thin, right? They're made just to be peed and pooped on. So I don't really buy that. And you might say, well, maybe they had it there just in case the dog had an accident or something. And that's pretty bad too. Like, if your dog isn't potty trained enough that you feel confident that they will not go on the floor, then they should not be in a restaurant. They should probably not be going out in public in any store or anything like that, but especially in a restaurant where there's food being served. And on top of all of that, whether it's true or not, Gordon Ramsay's response was so out of touch and diabolical and just stupid that it showed his lack of respect, right, for his customers or for just people in general, you know? So I am on Giselle's side here, but like I said, it's okay to believe somebody, but still remain skeptical so that if something happens, you're not blindsided by it. Or, you know, we just sort of reserve the right to say, I thought something was weird about that. But I'm still on Giselle's side here.
Having TMZ run a factually incorrect story on me was not on my 2026 bingo card, but here we are. Let's talk about it. There were so many falsehoods in this, it's not even quality journalism. 2 women walked in with their dogs in a bassinet baby stroller. The dog was licking the table. From the moment they walked in, it had not been 5 minutes before she put the wee-wee pad on the floor and started to encourage the dog to relieve himself. From my seat, where I said, hey, what's going on? This is unsanitary. She kept comparing her puppy to my newborn baby. She said repeatedly, your baby shits and pisses all the time whenever it wants. What's the difference between my puppy, my dog?
What a stupid comparison. Like, if Giselle was changing her baby's poopy diaper on the table or on the floor or something like that, then maybe you would have an apt comparison. But having a dog poop on the floor out in the open in a restaurant is not the same as having a baby with a diaper on, where you take it to the bathroom to change it. Just like you should take the dog to a designated place like the grass outside.
Per TMZ, we demanded to move tables, we were moved, and that was it. That never happened. We never demanded to move tables. We demanded that service and the manager address the patron. The manager told me, and I quote,
that's what we can do. We cannot control animals.
that's awful. So you want us to pay the full bill? We're not. You're going to remove the service charge. We cannot control the animals, ma'am. And then he gave me a bill, the full bill, with the 15% service charge added on. To which I said, I am not paying the service charge. Manager did not care. We paid the full bill. There was no discount given to us, nor did we ask for a discount. We paid the entire bill. Nobody at any time apologized for our experience.
So this happened in London, and listen, I don't care. I don't care if it happens somewhere else. This is gross no matter where you are. And if you're in London and you're like, yeah, this is totally cool, like, gross, man. Let's rethink what's normal and what's not, you know?
Nobody cleaned or sanitized the area in which the wee-wee pad was in while we were there. When you go to a Gordon Ramsay restaurant, at minimum, you expect basic customer care, basic hygiene. Those are the 2 things you expect at minimum.
I mean, I would say that would be the bare minimum at any restaurant, regardless of whose restaurant it is, you know? That should be the expectation no matter where you go.
My feeling is none of that was there that night. TMZ at no point has reached out to me. I've had multiple media outlets reach out to me to speak to me. TMZ has not reached out to me. They at no time requested my side of the story. There's some magic eyewitness that was there and who saw everything, which none of that happened based on their account. TMZ, you keep calling me the woman. It's Giselle Cadet. Gizellecade. Get it right.
A little shade there at the end. But yeah, TMZ did not reach out to her to get the full story because they didn't care. I wouldn't be surprised if Gordon Ramsay paid them to run that article. So why did they put the puppy pad down? Like nobody else. I have been around 40 years and I have never seen, and I've been to London, I've been all around Europe, and I have never in my entire life seen somebody put a puppy pad down inside a restaurant, ever, not once. And while we don't really have any witnesses coming out and saying that we saw this happen or something like that, we also, other than the mysterious eyewitness that TMZ is claiming they talked to that doesn't have a name, there's not really anybody that is coming out and saying that it didn't happen. But I think the problem we're going to run into now is it's become so big, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's a PR team working on this right now. So if somebody does come out and say, yeah, I was there and the dog never pooped, it could very easily be a paid actor or somebody on, Gordon's team. There's just no way to know for sure. But they may have actually broken their own pet policy. Giselle actually looked into it, and we'll hear that in just a second. And here's the thing. If it was a service animal, which I don't think it was, but even if it was, a couple of things. The animal being there really isn't the issue. While I do think it's a little strange to have a dog just chilling inside a restaurant while I'm eating, I don't think I would care that much. But it's the pooping and peeing. That is the problem, because service animals are trained to hold it or to go outside. And if they're not, they should be. No animal, service or not, should be pooping and peeing inside in a restaurant, period, ever.
The Gordon Ramsay team violated their own policy. If you go to GordonRamsayRestaurants.com, you will see that it says any size dogs are allowed at the Battersea restaurant in London. But what you will also see is that it says outdoors only.
Which makes all the sense in the world. That should be the rule. And it's weird that it's not. But again, service animals, you can make an exception for them. But no matter what, there should not be an exception anywhere for any restaurant to allow pee pads to be put down and for the dogs to use them at all.
This is their policy on their website. And in that video, you can clearly see that the dog was inside of the restaurant. At no time did management ask the patron to leave. At no time did I see management or any member of the team sanitize or clean that area where the wee-wee pad was.
So that's pretty much where we are right now. She did release another video basically saying she doesn't think it's a service animal, which, I mean, there's no way to know. But again, the dog being inside the restaurant really isn't the issue. But I do notice that the comments around this situation are starting to turn more into the racial aspect of things. And I'm not going to really chime in on that because I don't know, man. Now, I do want to make it very clear that from what I've seen, Giselle herself has not said anything about race. She has not brought that into any of her videos or arguments or anything like that. It seems to just be coming from the comments. And I'm not even seeing her like respond to those comments at all. So from what I can tell, she's not participating in that aspect of it. So that's where things end, at least for now. We will see what ends up happening with this. I think the worst part about this is Gordon's response. It is wild that getting an accusation like that and making a joke about it, I don't know how we got into this timeline. I hate it here. What have we all collectively done to end up in this timeline? You know, this sucks. But anyway, I appreciate you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.